So about 8 months ago, I made some Wizard101 pet guides, and I think it's time I updated them. To make it really simple and easy, I'm combining all of the old short videos into one longer video. There is some new information on pets and how sticky or slippery their bodies can be, which is towards the end of the video, so stick around if you want info that almost no one has heard about yet. Okay, let's start with the basics. You can get pets from vendors, drops, quest rewards, or by hatching. Pets have cards, which can be very useful, but some don't give any. There are 7 stages to pets, from baby to ultra. You can train your pet up by playing pet pavilion games, feeding items, or questing, which gives 4 XP per quest. Obviously, doing pet pavilion games is the fastest since you can feed mega snacks after, and you can also skip the game once you've completed 25 games. Of course, keep in mind that it takes energy to play the game, which is different for each level, requiring more and more the higher stages your pet is. The same goes for the amount of XP needed to get to the next stage. It takes 7 minutes and 30 seconds for members to regenerate their energy, and 10 minutes if you're a non-member. Energy elixirs can be used to refill your energy, or when you level up starting at level 3. Each pet has 10 talents and 10 abilities. Talents/abilities have different tiers: common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and epic. And the dots represents the tier 0 through 4. By the way, if someone says sticky talents, bro, just shut up. Get that crap out of here unless you have actual evidence. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Ferric. You still haven't updated your pet guides. Cringe. I'm sorry, bro. I still love you. The 10 abilities are used for the derby, which is actually completely 100% garbage, so I'm not going to talk about that in this video. The 10 talents on your pet is known as the talent pool. You can only manifest 5 talents/abilities in your pool, 1 each at teen through mega. Yes, that's right, you don't get 1 at baby or ultra. A manifested talent means a talent that you have unlocked on your pet. Yeah, it's pretty much a consensus that a manifested talent is more likely to appear on later generations. By the way, you can socket another talent on with a jewel once your pet is ancient. Different jewels require different levels to be socketed on. There can't be any duplicate talents with the jewels, meaning you can't socket on Storm Dealer when it's already on your pet. And socketing a jewel does not in any way discourage the pet from learning that talent. To get the talents on your pet, well, you need to train your pet up. Okay, that was a pretty dumb thing to say, but yeah, if it wasn't obvious, I hope it is now. There are 5 types of talents: percentage, maycast, willcast, card, and selfish. Percentage talents are like fire dealer or spell proof, which rely on the pet stats to calculate the result. Maycast talents are like the name says, your pet has a chance to cast a certain spell with certain triggers. You can look up the triggers on the Wizard101 wiki if you want. Willcast talents. Your pet will cast the card after a certain number of rounds, which requires happiness, and you can only have 1 willcast on your pet. Card talents gives you a card, just like the one your pet gives you, except it's a talent. Selfish talents boost the pet stats. Mighty is one of the best selfish talents because it increases your strength by 65. There's also adventure talents that I forgot, but
You're ugly, you are disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
There are 5 different types of stats. They each affect your pet talents differently, as you can hover over them to see what they affect. The only one that's wrong is that intellect doesn't affect armor piercing.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Happiness is used for willcasts, which you can replenish it by offering it snacks for happiness. Here are the max stats for a pet, commonly known as 2.0. Previously, the max was 250 for all, which was known as 1.0. Stats affect the percentage talents like Storm Dealer. The higher the stats, the better your talents will be. Petcalc.weebly.com is a great website to quickly see what your talents value will be, or you can join my server and there's a bot called Kiwi that can calculate them for you. All values are rounded in-game now. During a recent update, the talents no longer use the exact values calculated by their formulas. Instead, the values are true to the numbers they show on the pet. So yes, Quints give 33% damage now instead of 32% before. Pedigree is shown next to this DNA symbol. The number on the left is a manifested pedigree, and in parentheses is a total pedigree. Pedigree represents the tiers of talents that are on your pet. Common gives you 1, while epic gives 5. You can do the math, and that's what the pedigree is. I know, it's useless. To hatch 2 pets, they both need to be adult. You can use the single sigil to hatch 2 of your own pets, or the double sigil works too, but bro, why would you wait 10 seconds to hatch with yourself when the single one instantly pulls you to the page to hatch? Like, what? That doesn't even make sense, bro. The double sigil is used to hatch or lend with another person, or you can use the hatch button, which can sometimes be faster. If you don't know about lending, it doesn't require any gold, no timer, and you get hatch peppers from it if you're the lender. Don't require no gold, no timer. So if you have a friend with a good pet, they can lend it to you. There's also this weird glitch that happens sometimes when you're lending. It'll say the other player can't afford this on the screen of the lender, when in reality, they can't afford it. And you can't click ready as a lender since the pop-up covers the ready box. All the other person has to do is click left and right and it'll go away. You can also use the kiosk to hatch, but oh my god, does this thing cost a bunch of gold? Man, just beware. If you're spending like 100k on average gold per hatch, which is a lot. There's a 1-hour time to hatch with the pet again, and 10 hatches until the owner has to put it back in. The higher the pet's level, the more it will cost to hatch with it. Once you hatch, you get an egg. It has a timer until it will hatch. You can skip by paying gold to hatch the egg instantly. You can either get parents 1 pet type or parents 2 pet type, or a hybrid in some cases. You'll get a mix of the talents from parent 1 and 2. And for the stats, you have a chance of getting parents 1 stats, in between, or parents 2 stats. It's most likely a 25, 50, 25 chance of getting low, mid, or high because I've tested this with 200 plus hatches, which accounts for 1,000 tests for the stats since there are 5 stats on the pet. Before moving on, the 227 between stat is correct as the game rounds down when it takes the average of the 2 values from each pet. The average of 255 and 200 is 227.5, but the game rounds it down. And I'm not lying, I rehatched the 2 pets and my pet got 227. This is why when hatching a pet that is off by 1 stat value, it's basically a 25% chance to get the max and a 75% chance of getting the low value. Taking a closer look at the kiosk, clicking Browse Pets will browse you through all the pet types which are sorted by schools and hybrids. Browsing pets by type will bring up a list of all available pets of that type and will not show unavailable pets. The lists are ordered by manifested pedigree. Clicking left first might split the list in half if there are an abundance of pets. Browsing pets by pedigree is not useful, never click that button. Browsing friends' pets is pretty good, but come on, just ask them for a lend if you want to hatch with your friend. Browsing by pet talents is probably the one people use the most, but it's limited to 2 talents, which used to be the full 5. It will bring up some pets that are not available in the kiosk. Yeah, pretty bad feature to have since this is probably easily fixable for the devs, but they just don't really care about it. The next tab is offering pets, which is pretty decent since people can hatch with your pets and you will get hatch peppers from it, which can be used to craft P9s, Perros, and some other stuff too. Managing pets is used to see your current pets in the kiosk. Personally, I just hate the kiosk since everyone just dumps their pets in there. It's literally the dump except there's a few good finds. Kingzall does not care at all about fixing this piece of garbage. Alright, this is probably the best part of the video, so if you stayed until this part, you're gonna get some pretty huge information here. So a pretty recent thing happened where Peaches data mined the game. I'll leave his link to stuff in the description if you want the original source. So in the Wiz game files, every pet body has been given 2 different attributes called wow factor and body rarity. The wow factor can be from 1 to 10, and body rarity can be from common to epic, which is the same as talent rarities. The higher the wow factor, the more slippery the body. Same with body rarity. Epic is the most slippery. So if you take a pet with, let's say, wow factor 7 and body rarity uncommon, which is the death bat, and hatch it with a pet with wow factor 9 and body rarity epic, which is any of the school hamsters, you're gonna get the death bat a lot more when hatching the 2. There isn't a known formula for how it calculates, but by knowing that the pet is more slippery when the two values are higher, it's pretty easy to figure out which one is more slippery, and therefore you know which one is more sticky too. However, I've seen some cases where it goes the other way, so there may be another underlying variable that just isn't known right now. But for the most part, the body is more slippery when the values are higher.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
All this data is on a bot in my Discord server with some useful commands to see the wow factor and body rarity of pets. If you're having trouble trying to figure out how the bot works, I'll make a separate video just going over that in depth so you know how to use it correctly.
Hello, motherfucker.
Alright, that is the end of this video, but I will be remaking my pet copying guide along with some few extra ones like how to read a pet's talent pool, making a pet from scratch, and if you guys are interested in that, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.